Hello again everybody. Welcome to episode 6 of the Excel Help video series. In today's video we're going to be looking at the data validation function in Excel. So data validation is important because it helps ensure that data is going into raw data sets in a consistent fashion, thus eliminating text errors, spaces and all sorts of other junk that you don't want in your data sets. So let's take a look at that and see how that can be used to improve on your data management. So in this spreadsheet here we're looking at a hypothetical scenario as a template that's generated by Excel for some sales information. So there's product, there's customer and just some cost information. So what might happen in this situation if there's not an autonomous way of getting data into, say, an SQL database, is you'd find that people will enter information into this manually from reference pieces of paper. So if I was the administrator doing this, I might start typing in, and in some cases Excel will populate that for you and you can just hit enter. But quite often what you find with a human being is that they'll come along, they'll do an extra character maybe just by mistake, and you have there then a brand new category which is that one's veggie spread, this one's VG spread. So we don't want that, and we can actually use data validation to correct this. So in order to set that up, what we need to do is highlight the whole of column A. So that's using Control Shift down and Control Shift down again, and that's selected the entire possible range in this particular spreadsheet of what we can filter. So by selecting that, we hit Data Validation and you get this dialog box, and you're then asked to input the criteria against which you want to validate that information. So what we can do here is say allow either any value, a whole number, a decimal, could be a list, and anything else, to be honest. So there's quite a range of things which you could use to specify the validations against. And in this example, what I'm going to do is do just as an example a specific value. So I'm going to go for custom, and I'm going to put in the formula box, open quotation, veggie spread, in the format that I'd like to see it in. So once I've done that, I then get an option to select an input message. So when cell is selected, you can have a default value to display when someone clicks on the entry cell, and you can also have an error alert which says stop, you need to change and make that right. So we're going to hit OK, and now what you get, if you try and type anything else other than veggie spread in here, you get a horrible noise and it says the value then is not valid, and you get to retry again. So if we want to use data validation with lists, I'm going to show you now how to create those lists. So in the example table we have here, we have different product names, there's several, and there's duplicates. So what I've done is separately in a tab just taken those out, and we now have a list of the 25 unique entities for what we have. So what I'm now going to do is call this something. So this touches on named ranges, which we'll come back to in future videos. So if we select that list, we go into this area of the spreadsheet and we type something. So that's going to be product in this case. Hit enter, and then come back to our source data set and basically do the same move we did before. So we shall select the whole of column A, go into data validation and select list, and in source we want to do equals product, as we know that's what we've just called our range. And now when we input new data, we have the list of the products that we need to enter. So instead of having to type them in every time, you can now just pick from a list. So there we have it. That was data validation. I hope you found that video interesting. Please do get in touch if you've got any comments on that video or any of the previous videos that I've done, and I'd be happy to help you with your specific queries. And as ever, if you want to keep getting smarter with me, then please keep watching.